It's a little loud.
Yeah, it's loud. Well, welcome to Car Shops and Collections, and this is going to be one of our most unique episodes ever because we're at the Waldorf Astoria here in Las Vegas, and we're going to go see Romi. He has a really popular YouTube show called The Romi Show, and he has two very rare Porsches he's going to show us, and one crazy Land Rover. So we got here, I parked, and I was waiting for Romi to set everything up, and I believe it's set up and he's ready to go. Romi, are you ready for us?
Oh yeah. What's going on? Good to see you, dude.
Holy smokes.
How you been, huh?
Rare, and an incredible story behind that one, right?
Unbelievable. So, listen, these cars are so unique and different. Everybody goes out and they buy these old Porsches, right?
Yeah.
But these are all special and unique and have different little capabilities and modifications that we're going to talk about.
We're gonna break it down.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Romi Mirza, and today I'm going to show you my collection.
Romi, this is a treat, man.
What do you think?
Because this is very rare.
Very rare.
We have a RUF 911 993. Okay, all right.
Also 993 TT.
Okay,
Twin turbo.
what makes
Okay.
this
So this is
so rare?
What makes this rare is basically this is the Holy Grail of 993s. It's basically a 993 GT2 Evo.
Okay.
This was made in Japan. It was raced in Japan. It has strobes on it because by law, you have to have strobes on it. It has a meter that tells you how much G-force you're going in Japanese. And race seats, full buckets, of course, redone transmission, wide body kit, like the 993 Turbo GT2, okay?
Okay, well, we'll break down. So RUF Automotive,
Yes,
they take Porsches and they put their own custom spin on them.
that's right.
Right,
So
right.
alias RUF, he started it way back with his dad. I believe in the 1960s, and don't quote me on that. And what RUF does is, if you bought a car back in the 80s and 90s, and you say, hey, I want RUF to look at it and change it,
Yeah.
you send it to him and his team, and they completely modified the car. So you can see this little tiny what would you call it, arrow, active arrow. So this is a RUF thing right here.
Got it.
Normally they would take this whole rail off, but on this car they didn't want to do it because it was the turbo.
Can I open it
so
up?
yeah, go ahead. So they just put this on there. And what RUF really does is they turn it from being kind of like a regular Porsche into like a super hypercar.
So what we're looking at here,
the time.
these are not your modifications. Like the Recaro
No.
seats, RUF puts those in.
Yes.
Okay.
RUF did it all. You can see the steering wheel is RUF, the gauges are RUF down there. So, and in the, look, a big RUF in the back.
Oh, yeah.
And remember, everybody thinks it's ROOF. It's actually RUF.
But is this a Porsche or is this a RUF automotive car? Like it's been as a Porsche?
I'll tell you something, what's really interesting.
Yeah.
For the nerds.
Yeah, because
Porsche nerds,
please.
For the Porsche nerds. RUF is the only tuner / external manufacturer from Porsche that Porsche will give them body in white. Do you know what that means?
No VIN number on it.
No, it has a VIN number,
VIN
but
number.
body in white means there's no paint.
Okay.
And they say RUF is so good, they just give it to him and say, look, you can do it better. Porsche. And they do it still
Hands it
today.
over to him.
Yes.
Wow.
And his family. So he's the wife and the daughter and the son. They all work there. It's great.
This is incredible, man. This is really a cool thing to see.
This is my favorite part, the banana wing. This was made in the 90s. Look at the carbon fiber. It's unbelievable.
This is ahead of its time then. This is, we're
way
talking
ahead of its time.
1995?
This is a 96.
96. 1996
They probably
carbon
made it-
fiber.
Correct, and they probably made it after. Right?
Okay.
So maybe 97. So what really sets this car apart, you want me to show you?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. When I pull this, lift up the wing.
Just lift up the wing?
Yeah, there you go. Well, what sets this apart is this insane RUF twin turbo intercooler, and it's got a purge system here. So what I do is I have a Top Gun switch, and you flick the thing up, and then switch goes down, and then you hit cryo, and it shoots cryo into this intercooler to give.
Are you kidding me with this?
I'm not. And it gives me like an extra like 50 to 70 horsepower. It's insane.
This was something you added on. This came like this back in the 90s.
Came like this. I haven't modified it at all.
Dear Lord. I normally don't ask numbers, but do you want to say how much this is worth? If you don't want to, you don't have to. I respect it. I don't want to disrespect it. Yeah.
Right? You know, what I paid and what it's worth, I got it from a friend, you know, so I mean, I paid $500,000 for it. It's probably worth a lot more.
Can you start it up?
Yeah, I can start it up. I hope I have the key.
Should I close this?
No, you can leave it open if you want.
This is insane.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a little loud.
Yeah, it's loud.
If you bring the camera in here,
Yeah, come around here, Jim. Take a look inside here.
there's not much light in here, but look at the Top Gun switch. It's my favorite. Look, you do this, and then you flick this up.
The switch right there.
Yeah, and then after you do that, you push this button down here. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, those are the strobes. Oh, here, purge. You purge, and then you hit this red button, and it's like.
It's literally launch control.
It's kind of like when you're on the fly. So let's just say you could do it on launch control, but it's better if you're rolling already.
Got it.
And then you're on boost, and then you hit that, and it's great.
But it's just that red switch kind of protects it so you don't hit it by accident, and then you have to hit that second switch back there.
If I hit this thing and do it wrong, I break the whole car.
All right, let's check out what else you got here, because we could spend hours breaking this down. Let's go back over here, because this.
And to wrap this car up,
go ahead.
This car started its life out as a 993 turbo. And then it was sent to Japan, and then from Japan it was sent back to Germany, and they roofed it and sent it back, and the guy raced it. How cool is that?
That's a real cool story. How many are there? This is
the only one.
Only one. This is one of one.
One of one.
One of one.
Totally.
One of one. All right. Very nice Lamborghini, by the way.
Oh yeah, my SVJ?
Yeah, just hanging out here.
This thing?
Just hanging out here.
Yeah, you know, I don't drive them much.
You drive all your cars.
I do.
Watch the Romi show. We're gonna link up your channel on YouTube because you drive all your cars.
I drive them so hard that they're always usually broken. So like I have.
You got more, right?
Yeah, I've got like 18 cars, and you can only see what? How many here? 4?
4. You have 18?
They're all in the shop. They're always in the shop. So
1995.
1995, real Carrera RS. Beautiful car.
One of 800?
One of probably, I would say 1,200.
1,200, okay.
Yeah, 1,290 I think is the number.
All right.
But most of them have been crashed and burnt. So I don't know how many are around, but there's only about 7 in the US. That's the thing.
Why do you say real? Because people are...
So people take 993s, and what they'll do is they'll modify it to look like this. They'll change the undercarriage, they'll change the skirts, they'll put the wheels on it, they'll change the mirrors. But the difference is, and this is how you tell. This is for the real Porsche geeks.
Yeah.
You just do this. Feel it, tap it. It's like plastic, but that's glass. It's so thin, it's super thin. So what they did with this car, and if I'm talking too much about it, let me know, because I get super excited.
Because people are eating this up, and you're educating me as well. So I love this, go on.
So what they did with this car is Porsche wanted to go into racing in the FIA, right? So in order to do that, you have to make a certain amount of production cars that are race bred. So back then, you remember Porsche had that little factory? And actually look at the factories in your accounting class. Yeah. But that's all they had. And they would push the cars along and they'd work on them. So they put all these in the backyard, right? And the 1200, they put them in the backyard and they stripped them of everything. And they started over. They redid the metal, they redid everything. So these cars are super lightweight, super high performance, unbelievable brakes, suspension, turn in, power to weight.
The big reds. Big reds down here, yeah, that I know,
So, you know, for the Porsche people, they love these cars because they're so special. And look, feel the door. There's nothing to it. There's just nothing to it.
I mean, I think your watch weighs more than this door.
I know. I think this car cover weighs more than it does. It really does.
Oh, I love the blue and the blue seatbelt.
Yes. So the guy who had this before me in Japan again, I know the Japanese theme, he owned the largest appliance manufacturer in Japan. Passed away, his kids start selling everything off.
As it always is.
As it always is, right?
Kids sell it off. Don't sell it, save it.
Yeah, sell it to me. And so he spec'd it like this. This is more of a comfy spec. You can get this in something called a Club Sport, which has a roll cage and no AC, no radio. just like today with the Porsches,
Yeah.
but this one has AC, it has a radio, believe it or not, and it's a little bit more comfortable, right?
Can I sit in it?
Yeah, please. It's a little more livable. Let me get this cover out of the way.
Oh, that's comfortable. These comfortable seats,
I'm
yeah.
replacing this.
This is comfy, man.
It's a really comfy car, and you'd be amazed how it drives.
But you went to London to buy this?
Yeah, so I got on a plane when I heard about it. I flew out to London, got in a private car, went to Guildford, England, and picked this up. I walked in, I was like, I'll buy it.
Just like that.
Because I knew it was real. I needed to see if it was real, because there's so many clones
Yeah.
out there. And even my friends were like, Romi, you gotta check it, man. You know? But when I brought this back, I got it verified.
So this is the real deal? Mm-hmm. All right.
Ultra rare, and a perk, which I didn't do on purpose at all. This is like, it was fortuitous and a little bit, unintended consequence. When I bought it, the pound dropped.
Okay.
So I got like an extra 20 grand off, which isn't bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah. This is a sweet vehicle though.
I could spend all afternoon with you. This right here, 1994
Yes.
Land Rover Defender. It's not your typical Land Rover.
No.
Typical Land Rover has about 180 horsepower.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, right, yeah. How many horsepower?
This is 750.
750 horsepower.
Yeah, this is a LSA supercharged. It's basically the same motor they put in the Corvette and the, what is it, the Chevy Camaro.
Camaro, okay.
Yeah, the ZR1 or ZLT, I think it is, or something. I'm not good with American cars, but what I've done with this truck is I've completely modified it. I bought this out in California.
As a 1994 Land Rover stock.
Yeah, from a lady who looked like a walking cigarette.
All right.
She was like, and she had no idea what it was. And I was like, okay, and I'm going over it, I know all about it, I've had Land Rovers. And I got a good price, and then I had it for a month, and the engine blew up. So I was like, I'm gonna modify it.
The original engine blows on it, all right?
And that's how this all started.
But how much of this then is original with 700 plus horsepower? I'm sure you can't have the original body underneath it. It'd fall apart. It'd tear it apart, I would think.
Well, it does have the original chassis, and it has the original body panels, and that's about it.
Okay.
So we reinforced the chassis with cross members, steel cross members. You can see back here. Look at these giant things. Look at these.
It's dark here in this.
I know.
It's dark here in your
dark.
private parking garage at the Waldorf Astoria. I mean, my gosh.
Waldorf Astoria residence.
Yeah, yes.
He's like, Romi, I have to put this on your truck because it has so much horsepower and torque. You're gonna roll your axle out and kill yourself. It's just gonna fly out of your car. So he reinforced it with that, and then we're gonna do some more cross members. But right now, it is running great.
Your channel, your YouTube show is so much fun because you see we'll have to link it up. You're out there in the desert.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing donuts in this thing.
Power slides, donuts.
Power slides. You run out of gas.
I did run out of gas.
Because how many?
The guy who built it originally put it in an 8-gallon tank.
How big is your tank now?
18.
8. Okay, a little bit bigger.
Yeah, but who puts it in an 8-gallon tank?
Yeah, it's the 90s.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though, too, because I think anything from 1980 to 1999.
Yeah.
You're talking Porsche. Whatever you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's now a market for these. The next generation of car people.
It's all
That's what
us.
they're into. Yes.
It's all us. You know, when we were kids, we wanted these cars. We couldn't get them, right? And now we can kind of afford them, and it's like, well, there's a market.
You've got 18. You can more than afford them. Kind of afford them.
Look at this belt I put on here. Look at this thing. $118 just for the belt.
The belt right here, the green
Yeah,
one.
because I was driving it, and the belt just snapped off and flew over. I was like, what the heck is going on? I was like doing a pull, and
It flies off.
Yeah.
We got to do a ride along.
let's do a ride along.
What should we do a ride along in? We could all 4 of us go. Do
We can fit in the Defender.
you want to go in the Defender, Gene?
There's no roof, Gene. Can you do it?
Sure.
All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So every single car show, we rolled up to someone's house, and they've got a really cool garage, cars outside. This is the first time we ever rolled up to a property on the Strip in Las Vegas.
Look at this.
Your 18 cars are just kept inside the garage, and valet brings them up when you need them?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't get any better than this.
18 cars, some of the rarest cars we've seen on the show.
And how you doing? And they all park them, they all take care of them, wash them, wax them, cover them.
The question I always get after an episode, when friends and family watch it, they always say, what does he do for a living? What does she do for a living? What do you do for a living?
So what I do for a living, so I invent medical devices for upper and lower extremity surgery, specializing in orthopedics.
Okay.
I run a medical device company where I've come up with this idea and invention. Well, I have 100. I know it's ridiculous. I shouldn't brag, but I have 108 patents.
Do you really?
Yeah. And I came up with this device that takes carpal tunnel surgery, endoscopic, from like an hour and a half, maybe an hour surgery to 3 minutes. And it's super safe. And we sell it all over the world.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I do.
That's good.
Isn't it fun with the people?
Watch head turner.
Head turner, head turner,
Oh, everybody.
head turner.
Yeah, so that's what I do.
What a cool shot too.
And I've been doing it now for 22 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've got a full,
whole team.
staff,
Yeah.
team. They're all wonderful, great people. Worked
Always
for
a
me
car guy,
for
always
15 years
Porsche.
plus. So I got into Porsches because my dad bought a Porsche when we were very poor when I was a kid. And he started making money like when I was in high school. And he went out and he bought a Porsche from Germany, a 930 Turbo, and brought it over himself. It was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. And that's what got me into
That was
it.
the moment then.
Yeah. And I learned how to drive stick on that car. And I learned, I mean, I'm lucky, It's like, who gets to do that? So what I did is this is called the Puma Dash. It comes from Land Rover. I got it from England because this originally didn't have that. They call it NAS spec, North American spec. And they're usually very simple because it has no roof, so it rains on it or whatever, you can take care of it. So I did that. I know, people beep all the time.
Yeah.
There's the horn, look where the horn is. It's so British, it's so British.
I was gonna say, the one thing you didn't modify is the horn.
No horn here, but. So I put on the grapplers, the ridge grapplers. They're awesome. But what I did is I wanted this thing to drive like a Fox body Mustang. Because it has such a short wheelbase with this engine. So what I did is I ripped out the transfer case and the front diff. So it's rear wheel drive and it's stick with a T56 transmission. So this thing is basically an American setup underneath with an 1100 horsepower rear. So this thing is donuts, power slides. I can do a stretch from here to Mandalay Bay in first gear. It'll just keep smoking tire. Just keep smoking
Come back
tire.
at night when there's less traffic and do that.
Yes, let's do that.
The radio in the original 1994 Land Rover was not here.
Correct.
Up here it was just, I think, your AC control. The radio was
Do you know
down
why?
here. No.
Because of the rain again. So the old center console had a thing you flipped up like that and it would cover the radio. I know.
So the radio was right here.
Yeah. It was actually recessed in here and you had
Yeah.
a metal flat.
Flat for,
Yeah, it's so silly.
because the Land Rover,
And it never worked.
the radio didn't.
It never works. I mean, British engineering is not known for their electronics. Let's be
But it
honest.
was built as you're taking it off-road,
Yes.
going on safari.
Beach, safari, whatever.
And
Yeah.
here we are on the strip. Driving,
of course.
What it was built for.
And it's got Flowmasters or MagnaFlows. It's got MagnaFlows, LSA supercharged 750 horsepower engine, T56 with a 1100 horsepower rear. It's insane. It's insane. Everywhere I go, every car show, people will be like, "Oh, is that a Bronco? Is it a Jeep?" And then I get one guy who's like, "Dude, what did you do? What
guy
did
that
you
gets
do?"
it,
Yeah,
yeah,
he gets it.
uh-huh.
He's like, "Is that what I think it is?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, you want to drive it?" They're like, "Yeah." I should have had you drive it.
I'm peppering you with questions. I'm enjoying the ride along.
Yeah, so I love these trucks because of the look, right? But they drive like crap, they have no power.
But it's not that stiff. I always heard the Land Rover, like the Defender, was a very stiff ride.
No.
This it has stiffness, but it's not stiff.
Yeah,
it's
I
not that
know.
bad of a ride. It's-
No, I modified the suspension as well. So it's got I had old man emus on here. For Land Rover people, they'll all know what that is. But now I've got some crazy, coilover, coilover uprights on it, and it's amazing. It drives amazing. It's a little high, but I like it. And I've got the trail doors on here. These trail doors are amazing. They're made of aluminum. They're from a company in Amsterdam, and they manufacture them themselves. They pop right off, and they're the only doors I've ever had for this truck that actually close.
Oh.
I used to drive and it would just fly open.
How long have you had this?
I've had this for at least 10 years.
Oh, you had it a long time. Okay.
And in 5 of those, it was being built. Would you like a really obnoxious rev?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah? So obnoxious. Oh my God.
Every single person's
Everybody's like, what the hell?
jumping.
I get 2 reactions. I get the thumb down or the thumb up. They're like, yeah! That's it.
Is this how you get Valley's attention? You rev it?
Yeah, that's not it.
Like, he's home.
They're like, oh, he's home.
Things back.
Woo! Rami, this whole afternoon has been so much fun.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it, man.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's really nice hanging out with you and showing you my cars. And I hope everybody watches the Romi show and
Absolutely.
has as much fun as I do doing this.
You can see it in your channel and watch me. I think you can see it too, watching you describe the cars. It was educational, educating us on Porsche.
Yeah.
Backstory on the roof as well. So.
And it's funny, like people who know me, they're like, Romi, you have so much passion, you're so much fun. But like on your channel, if you don't know you, it's weird. Like it's not totally you because it's hard to come across, right? But I love doing this.
Well,
and I love hanging out with people like you.
You can tell, man. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Thank
Pleasure.
you, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you want your car, shop, or collection featured on the show, then shoot us an email at carsshopsandcollections@gmail.com. That's carsshopsandcollections@gmail.com. And thanks for watching, and be sure and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes of Cars, Shops, and Collections.